Welcome back to McMorris Prosthetic Services. Today I wanted to spend a little bit of time, not a lot of time because I'm going to in the future, but I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about prosthetic knees. Because there are major differences in prosthetic knees and prosthetic technology depending on the category or topic, device that you're talking about and what those things can do. And I think for new amputees and maybe the able-bodied community, there's a lot of misconception about what these knees can do for you, how they function, and so I think it's just a good kind of base. Let's get a little base knowledge before I start reviewing devices again, because I will be reviewing knees on this channel and have some coming out in the near future. And so I just felt like, let's give a quick breakdown, because again, I think that there are misconceptions. So the most common type of knee that is on the market today is called a microprocessor knee. So I've got a old beat up C leg here. So this is a C leg made by Ottobock. This is the original. This one isn't like the original model, but C leg was the first microprocessor knee to the market 25 plus years ago. Like 99 I think is when it came to the American market. But this was the first microprocessor knee. And so a microprocessor means that this unit has hydraulics back here, obviously, but it has a computer in there, a microprocessor, a tiny little microprocessor, a tiny little computer, obviously. And it has a charge port here that you have to plug your battery in at and everything else. But again, this was kind of the first one. And then the other one that I have here is obviously mine. I wear an Ottobock X3 now, which is the upper end of microprocessors. Now they have an X4, which is really, it's amazing. But X3 was something I was trying to get for a decade, and it's amazing as well, but not quite as good as X4, obviously. This is my Plie 3. I wore this thing for about 10 years, and I would say this is kind of like that intro into microprocessors. Like this is a good starter microprocessor. It's a lot of people call it the like Honda Civic of MPKs, because it's reliable, it's easy to adjust, it's easy to align, it's easy to get on the user, and the user really doesn't have to do a lot as far as how they use it. Everything else, it's pretty basic. And it also has removable batteries that pop in and out. So I always liked that feature. But really, microprocessors, again, because there's that little computer in there, it tracks how I'm walking at different times, right? And really the main benefit, the huge benefit of microprocessors is that they can allow for what's called stumble recovery. So if I catch my toe and I trip, any of these knees will stiffen up and give me a high resistance so that I have something to support myself and catch myself with. And so really, when microprocessors came onto the market, like that was the benefit of them, because before that you had hydraulic knees or mechanical knees with no computer components in there. And so those obviously are only based off of biomechanic feedback. If my weight is here, then the knee is going to do this thing. If my weight is at another point, then it's going to do that. And they are also, I started on a hydraulic mechanical knee, and it was great for me to learn how a knee was going to work. It gave me a backup that I had in my closet all of the time, and supported me as I needed it in my first couple months of learning how to walk. But it wasn't, I was maybe on it for 4 to 6 months before I was kind of out walking that, because at a certain point it couldn't keep up with my pace and my gait, and I wanted to do more natural fluid movements. And so that's where I ended up going to a microprocessor, because microprocessors do allow for that in a lot of different ways. If you watch my videos on the mobility channel, then breaking down all of those knees that I went through, like they do create intuitive moments. Like Quattro has all of its different modes, like the golf mode that does allow you to do like lunges and things like that I really can't do on any other microprocessor that is available today. At least not like getting that deep and pushing back, or like X4, is on its ramp descent, it's separated into two different parameters. So that allows you to get a much more fluid, natural, normal movement going down ramps and things like that, that I wouldn't be able to get on a mechanical hydraulic knee or something like that. And so MPKs do create a lot of value. They create more healthy dynamics and everything else. But again, they don't assist. They're not our leg, right? And so it's not, if I stand up out of this chair right now like that, my prosthetic knee is not doing anything to assist me out of that chair. If I am lifting out of that side, it's because I'm really engaging in my socket and pushing with my hip and my glutes and all of those things, or same thing for going upstairs or even just walking. It's not assisting me moving forward. I wear, some high energy feet that help me that way. But really the knee is not doing anything. I have to swing the knee forward and pull it forward with my hip and my glutes and everything else, my core. And so that's where all of that energy comes from, it's like 78 or more percent that it takes an above knee amputee to walk around than an able-bodied person. And so that's where that energy goes, because I have to swing this joint and manipulate this joint to make it do the things that I want it to do. And so that really is, that's again, microprocessors are amazing, but that's why I've been a proponent of power and will continue to push power no matter what, because I believe in power devices, and I believe that power devices are the future for amputees and could benefit us all. I'm not saying that doesn't mean that power is going to be right for every single person, especially not right this minute with where the technology is, but I think, using a little bit of foresight and also my kind of back end knowledge of things that are being developed and things that I've been able to even try, that is like, wow, that's amazing. I think 10 years, 20 years down the road, maybe not even in my lifetime, but I think that power will be like the thing. It'll be the microprocessor of the future. And that is because power assists you out of a chair. It has motors in it, so it'll lift me out of this chair. It will lift me upstairs. And again, there are power knees on the market today, and it's getting better and better, but it's not quite there yet. Like the ones that I've tried that are on the market are great, but then they have some limitations, just like every other prosthetic. When I talk to users, prosthetics is a world of give and take. And so if I want these three things, I might be sacrificing these three things on this other side. And that really is the game that we are playing a lot of the time, almost all of the time. And so that is where power is right now. Like the knee that I was testing that I'll be reviewing soon, I really like it. I won't say what it is yet, but I really like it. And it kept up with me great in a lot of things, but then there were a couple things that it did that it's like, I really don't like that. I don't like how slow it is in this movement or whatever it is. We'll get into that when I do that review, but you're always kind of deciding, weighing your pros and cons of like, do I like this enough that I'm willing to give this up? And I think that in the future, it won't be that way. And again, that may not happen in my lifetime, but I do believe that is where it's going, as long as we continue to push and innovate. And I think that it requires users to talk about these things, because as cool as my leg looks, I have people come up to me all the time. It's like, wow, your device looks amazing. That's so cool. Does it do so much for you? And it's like, yeah, it does, but it doesn't do all the things that you think it does. It's like, if I go snowboard, I have to wear my snowboard device, which that's going back to like, so everybody can move, and why, like, I have to have a different pair of shoes for all of these activities that I like to do, and a knee is part of my shoes, and in that analogy. And so educating about knees and helping everyone understand, like, this is where they are now, this is where I think they're going. If we continue to push there, if we continue to get smart people in the field that want to see that progress, if we continue to see that from the manufacturers in our industry that want to continue pushing things forward. And I think the only way that happens is if we continue talking about it and continue, me educating, but I think that all of us could be out there, talking about, like, yeah, my device is cool, but it doesn't help me do this. Get involved with So Everybody Can Move. Get involved with this, because even though So Everybody Can Move is like an sport specific thing. It's like if we can get that going, then maybe we can open up dialogue about, you know, the larger system and how amputees need to be taken better care of in the larger system. And that's a big part of it for sure, I think. And so, but anyways, so there's mechanical knees that are great. There's microprocessor knees that are great. There are power knees that are great. And selecting those is difficult, and understanding what they are. Hopefully, you know, as I continue reviewing them, we can figure that out, you know, together sometimes. But I do believe that it's going towards power, and that's just, again, a really, really, really basic breakdown of like mechanical, MPK, power, and that's where things are now, right now, with most of us wearing microprocessors. But a lot of us even opt out of wearing microprocessors because it'd just be easier to stick with mechanical because it's not as fluid and natural as we would like. And so, yeah, that's knees. We'll see you next time. Thanks.